Yo, what is up, everybody? Welcome back to Senpai Talk Show. We took a couple weeks off for the winter 2023 season. I know we had our spring 2023, I guess, preview last time, but today we are going to be doing the 2023 anime season in review. But I guess before we get started, let's go with intros. To my right, we have Mr. Chili Uwu Senpai.
What is up? What is up? Happy to be back. Welcome to another episode. I'm going to review some shows so you guys know what you can just get rid of on your watch list and shows that you definitely need to watch ASAP. All right? And from there, we're going to dive into that beautiful melanated man with the highlight bleached blonde hair, Kumar Sutra.
And we'll break the news here. Me and Manga Mama PARI are no longer going to be East Coasters by the end of the month. We'll be West Coast now.
They're leaving America. They're going to that weird land out there.
We're gonna create our own TikTok hype house.
The Smile House.
Nah, as a change of pace, we unfortunately couldn't find a good price point in the East Coast for us to stay here. But it's a new adventure for us, so you guys will see all of that as time passes. But yeah, we're here to review some of the shows we watched this winter season as well. But enough of me talking. We got Manga Mama PARI here, like I just said.
Yeah, we'll be starting our journey out west. It just started with one friend going like, "Do you want this whole townhouse for $1,300?" And then we're like, "Wait a second, how much does it cost to view there?"
Mm-hmm. Yeah, my price point speaks.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm like, we should look into it.
And then all your gas is used in traffic, so.
Yeah. Figuring it out. We're gonna have a little adventure, but still Senpai Talk Show.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
And with that said,
let's get into it. All right, first show, Mononogatari. So not Monogatari.
Yeah, Mononogatari.
I did not watch this one, so.
I think I was the only one that watched this one.
Yeah.
When I first started it, I told people it was kind of like almost like a bootleg Jujutsu Kaisen. Like it had sort of had.
Yeah, I remember you said that specifically. Yeah.
And I wasn't sure if I was gonna finish it based off the first like 2 episodes maybe.
Yeah.
And then I ended up low-key getting hooked to it. Like it was way better than I thought it was gonna be. I think it has an interesting story. The characters are really cool, and it was a show. I don't think it took itself too seriously, which I liked. That's what I was afraid of going into it. Like, oh, this show's gonna try to take itself way too seriously, and it didn't do that. It dove into comedy a little bit more than I thought it would. So I actually enjoyed the show way more than I thought I would. If you asked for a rating out of 10, I'd probably give it a solid 7. Like it was like a solid 7 out of 10, and it has a second season on the way as well. So it left off at a good point.
Is that surprising to you?
Yeah, it was. Like I said, based off of the first few episodes, I was like, I feel like this will just be a one season, one and done.
Yeah.
But the pacing throughout it was actually really well done. And I'm excited for the second season because it left off at a good point where we're starting to dive into the mystery of the background of a couple of characters and why things are happening, why they're happening, or now that they're happening. So I'm looking forward to it. I'd give it a solid 7 out of 10. I think if you're a fan of Jujutsu Kaisen, I would check it out. I think you'll know within the first 2 to 3 episodes if it's something you're going to end up enjoying or not, but definitely got to give it at minimum the first 2 and give it that like 3rd, 4th episode, and then you'll know for sure if it's for you or not.
Yeah.
Word.
Awesome.
Solid.
All right, moving on to the next one. Another one that only you watched.
Oh my god, you guys didn't watch this? Bro, this show,
we watched
Kumar.
one episode.
Oh.
Kumar, you need to watch this.
I know. No, I was impressed with even just the first episode. It seemed fun. PARI was like a little iffy on it, but I knew like if we watch more, I know I would enjoy it, but I know she would get into it. I don't think she really cares for martial arts, to be honest.
I just like them to have really dramatic levels that they have to go through. This was just, it's more cutesy. It's more.
But then again, we only watched one episode, so Chili, you could probably get more in depth.
I mean, without spoiling anything, I hope you guys watch it because
for sure.
I think this is one of the dark horses of the winter season. Honestly, like it was incredible from start to finish for me. I always look forward to good sports anime, especially when there's female characters involved, because a lot of the times it turns into fan service, like straight fan service, and it wasn't any of that at all, which I really enjoyed. And because it's about a high school girls judo club, and all of the techniques and things that they did during the matches, like, were legitimate techniques. The animation during the matches was sick, and each of the characters goes through a little bit of development through their matches, through the tournaments that they take part in. And I really hope it gets a second season. I think it has it's kind of like an open-ended ending, but yeah, I love this show. Absolutely loved it from start to finish. The main character, the girl tying her hair in the picture there, she was awesome. Like, the whole cast of characters was fantastic, and I think they knocked it out of the park. And I wish it was on Crunchyroll, because I think a lot more people would have watched it, and a lot more people would have fell in love with it. I gave it a 9 out of 10. Like, I loved it.
Damn.
I looked forward to the show every single week. Like, on Monday, I was like, oh, it's Mo Report Monday, let's go. Every week. So yeah, I highly recommend this one.
Damn, all right. Nice. Moving on. We have To Your Eternity Season 2. This is one that AK and I are actually going to watch next week, because, we get to it.
Good thing you can binge it, because fucking waiting week to week was excruciating. That's how good it was.
Oh, shit.
Go ahead, Kumar, Perry. You guys can go.
The development, because that's one of the most interesting things about To Your Eternity, is how his powers develop, and how, like, the rules around them are still very consistent, but now he realizes he can do, this added thing, and if you play it this way, it can be a powerful tool. So having that, that progress of power was fascinating. But the other thing that was really interesting is this whole season is not just showing, like, time skips and him interacting with people, but it's showing a whole siege. It's showing a war that I really didn't expect to get so soon, but then also the development of the characters. I was heartbroken to have to move on from our first season characters, but more than happy to do it, because these characters really make things interesting.
Yeah, I think my favorite thing too is just, of course, the show is about Fushi and, like, his insane immortal powers and how he changes based on the people he interacts with and how they affect him. But I loved seeing how the side characters all perceived him, and what more or less they got out of him, or what they wanted from him, and how it affects him and the world dynamic and what he's trying to do. And without saying anything, because I don't want to spoil it, I'm very interested to see how the next season goes, because
I saw a little snippet. What is gonna happen?
Because it's a crazy change in terms of setting.
It is wild, and no spoilers, because I know you're gonna finish it, Chin. And don't want to spoil it for anybody else out there, because this is the show you just need to just watch it, experience it, and just take it all in. But yeah,
really, did you like it better than season 1? Season 2?
It's really tough, because they're so different. Even though it's the same show, it's such a different experience, like, watching it. Because obviously the first season is like
a lot of establishing
human emotions and developing relationships, and, like, learning what it means to be human at a basic level. Whereas season 2, I think it's more into, all right, you know what it means to be human, but, like, now you experience real emotional pain, physical pain. Like, it was just a different story, even though it's the same story. But like Perry touched on, as far as his powers developing and whatnot, I just love that they kept it. It wasn't just like, he's all powerful, he can do whatever. It's like, he's powerful, but there's drawbacks to him using his certain abilities, and if he overuses it, this is what happens. Like, I love that they kept it so it's not just like, he's powerful, he can just do it, and he's good. Like, so another 10 out of 10 for To Your Eternity. Loved it. Damn.
All right. I mean, based off of, I've only watched, again, season 1 and a couple episodes of season 2, but definitely To Your Eternity was always, like, the must watch. So
I think season 2 is gonna thank you, like, the way it just goes.
Oh shit! Okay, I'm excited.
It's like if you asked, season 1 is Hunger Games movie 1, and then season 2 is like the end of Hunger Games, where they're all out the government. Like, it's so hard to compare both of them. But They add value.
All right, moving on to this one. I watched 1 or 2 episodes and then, realized how vast my watch list was this season. So then
got the axe.
Yeah, kind of. Again, there were a lot of shows this season that like I guess a disclaimer. I dropped a lot of shows this season, not because they weren't not because they were terrible, but just because like there was almost too much. Because I think I started at 30 something. Like I think we both started around like 30 something, and I think I finished with like 22 maybe. So it's just just a matter of like cutting things down, and then also like trying to catch up on One Piece. I'm only behind like 30 episodes now, so
almost there.
All right, so Chili, you talk about it.
I watched this one fully through. This one will be quick. It's a fun isekai fantasy, not even isekai. It's just a fun fantasy type of show. Yeah. Essentially, the main girl is the reincarnation of an old king that died. Like he reincarnates into this girl as a baby, and his whole thing is like he's basically Goku in a fantasy world. He's just like, I want to fight whoever the fuck is the strongest. Like that's all I want to do. I just want to fight strong people. So like it's a fun show. The characters are fun, but it's definitely nothing you need to go out of your way to watch. I think I gave it a 6 out of 10. Like it was fine, but I wouldn't go out there like recommending it to anybody.
Yeah. All right.
The main character was great though.
Cool. And then what about this show?
Oh, I liked it better than season 1.
Oh shit! Okay.
Yeah, and I thought season 1 like so this is Vampire Dies in No Time season 2. It's one of those just silly shows. Like you go into it knowing it's just silly. You're gonna laugh at some stupid jokes, but I enjoyed this season way more than I remember enjoying season 1. Like I was actually like belly laughing at a lot of the jokes in this season, whereas the first season I was just like, okay, this is kind of stupid. Yeah. But yeah, no, I enjoyed this season a lot more. So if you're if you've seen season 1, you should definitely watch season 2. And I think it's another show you can kind of just throw on in the background and get some good jokes out of it.
Okay. And then here's I guess this is the first show that all of us have fully watched, right? Or did you guys watch this, Buddy Daddies?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yep. Who wants to dive in first?
Yeah. Kumar, Perry, are you guys muted? Hello?
Not happy with the end.
Yeah, I think our biggest complaint, and I feel like a lot of
are we going spoilers for this since we all watched it?
There will be spoilers.
Yeah, there will be spoilers. Let's see.
Where's
the I definitely have the spoiler warning. There we go.
All right, we'll pick that up because I want to talk spoilers about this one. The premise is super cute. It's more that found family. I do like the cute little epilogue. I don't like how they killed off the mom to justify these two keeping the kid. I would have preferred that they worked out this co-parent. It just was like...
It seemed very unnecessary.
It was such a cop-out.
Not even that, like, first they already said that Mary's mom, they established that she had, like, throat cancer or something.
Yeah.
And then you're gonna kill her, like, by murdering her, like, 5 seconds after she said that news, like...
And she's trying!
Yeah. I would have liked if, like...
It would have been better for Miri, too.
Yeah, I think they should have just kept it at... It's fine that they made her, like, have a sickness that was gonna potentially end her life, like, sooner than they had wanted. That would have been way better than just them slapping her off on screen, you know, like
yeah. If you're gonna do that,
yeah, exactly.
You might as well just kept her as an unresolved
deadbeat parent.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But no, I feel that.
Yeah. Literally just take out what episode 11 it was. Just take out episode 11, and then you don't have any issues, and you're just like, oh shit.
Just grows old with them. And...
Yeah. I thought so. Now I was kind of on the fence with the way they did that because on one side I was like, you already gave her cancer, like you don't you don't need to murder her too. Yeah. And then on the other side it was kind of almost like a life is kind of fucked up thing. Like, hey, life is just fucked up sometimes, and this is how shit goes. But the way, like, there was something about the way they did it. It wasn't like, I don't know, something about the way they did it.
It was very disrespectful.
Yeah.
My issue with it, I don't know. I don't know if it's just because like I don't know. Maybe I didn't like the other hitman, how he was like, oh, I just need to have your last words, and like I'm not gonna do anything until I get your last words. It's like, bro, you're a hitman. Like, you're gonna do what you need to do. So like the fact that like there was enough time for, so he comes in, he shoots her, and then both of them show up like before he leaves. Like to me that was just like again, like that, I guess, I don't know. I just didn't like how they made him like have like a weird gimmick as to like how they were able to get there in time, and then like,
or how Ray left the family. He's like, all right, I'm useless now.
Yeah, like, bro, like there's hospitals for a reason. You're gonna get your arm fixed. Like, don't tell me that. But yeah, I mean, again, I think if you took away like episode 11 and took out the weird whole like every hitman in that family has like their own gimmick, because like it was one of those things where like I guess those details didn't really even come up until like the very end. So it kind of, it just like felt rushed. If they like if they sprinkled it in, whatever, like, you know, they didn't even really get to like his whole, you know, we saw them doing like, you know, assassinations and stuff in the beginning, and then like all of that faded away. So it was like jarring to have it come back at the very last 2 episodes and then be like, oh yeah, by the way, like, you know, this guy, he's gonna kill you, but like not just yet.
I do like Ray's growth and development throughout.
Oh yeah.
The episode where they're doing the field day and Ray finally starts to cheer for her. That was so cute. Like to see him slowly become from emotionally unavailable to rooting for his kid.
Yeah.
I have my gripes about the mom, but I liked that. I thought that was cute.
What would you guys score it?
Oh god, if it wasn't for that ending, maybe
I scored 8.
Yeah, probably like around like a high 7, 8.
Yeah.
8-ish.
If it wasn't
because
for that
my
ending,
anime list doesn't have, you know, 0.5.
That ending, I'd give it a 6.
Okay.
I gave it I would probably, if my anime list had decimals, I'd probably give it a 7.5.
Yeah, 7.5.
But I laughed a lot at this show as well, so I ended up giving it an 8.
And like and there, like, I think, you know, the cute moments outweighed the whole, you know, kind of questionable ending, and like, and the actual ending itself was very cute, where you know, it showed them like all grown up, and you're like, oh shit, and then like Ray's actually, you know, he's cooking and stuff, and you're like, oh, okay,
so you can do shit now.
He cooks one thing.
All right, moving on. So I dropped this one because it just was so slow at the beginning.
I wasn't sure if you guys watched this or not. That's why, and I didn't know the title. So
it got good after 7 episodes.
Yeah, it did take a while to pick up. That's my biggest complaint with it. Like the first couple episodes are definitely slow. The production value's a little in the first couple, and then it picks up a lot. And this is another one that is getting a second season. I can't say too much because I don't want to spoil it.
Here, wait, let me turn off the spoilers. There we go.
Yeah, no spoilers. But yeah, no, I enjoy another show that I thought I was gonna drop it, but something kept telling me like, hold on, something is about to happen in this show. Like, it's gonna get to that point where now you're locked in, and it got there. It took a while, but it got there. I definitely held on to it more so than I would a lot of shows.
Yeah.
But I was happy with where it ended up and where this season ends and where it's gonna dive into the next season. This is one I'd probably give it like a 6.5, but I ended up giving it a 7 because I really liked the way it ended.
Yeah, based off of where I ended, I would have given it like, I don't know, like a 5, but but yeah, like I'm channeling my inner Smile Bomb. If you don't know, go subscribe to Smile Bomb. And I'm just like, I'm not gonna wait around so long to get the, wait around. What was it, 12 episodes or was it 20 something?
It was, let me check. I think it was only 12.
Okay, like I'm not gonna wait around 3/4 of the entire show to be told it's good at the very end. So yeah, but again, if you,
I get you dropping it, like it makes I have no qualms with that.
Yeah, because like I remember us talking about it
as well, because Chin brought up a good point whether how many episodes it was. Any show that is ongoing into this current season, we did not include in our review for the winter 2023 anime.
And that includes like Kubo Won't Let Me. What is it? Kubo Won't Leave Me Alone or
Kubo Won't Let Me Be Invisible.
Yeah, Kubo Won't Let Me Be Invisible because unfortunately the studio, like, they just had to stop because of, what was it, COVID?
I think so.
Yeah, so they stopped producing it for now. So we got 6 episodes, but I'll just say those 6 episodes fire.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. High card.
High card. You guys talk about this.
Jackie Chan Adventures.
Fun show.
I didn't watch this.
It was a fun show. It was like Jackie Chan Adventures, but
Yeah.
fun show. If you're a fan of Bungo Stray Dogs, this is probably for you. Pretty characters, all with interesting powers, and yeah, that's pretty much all I can say about it. There's not much substance to it really. Like the story's not gonna have you in tears or have you thinking deep or anything like that. But it's just a fun show, and the ending is a banger. Like all the characters are like singing in a car together, like it's fire. But
So what
I
would you
think
give
it's worth
score?
checking out.
All right.
What would you give the score for this for high card?
I gave it a 7.
7. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Trigun
Trigun.
Stampede.
Banger.
Trigun
Banger.
Stampede was a banger. It made me go back and watch how the original ended because I remember the whole, not a spoiler necessarily, the whole like canon thing. But I didn't know if that played out how it did in the old anime, and it was similar, but it wasn't exactly how it was. A lot of people were turned off of Trigun Stampede because of the CGI, but it's the same CGI that Beastars was, and it's amazing. It's if
anyone
CGI,
talking
it
down
needs
the
to be
show
this.
because of the CG, you guys.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
it's the same CGI as Land of the Lustrous as well.
Yeah.
Not even that. Like I'd be highly remiss to see. I feel like Studio Orange, Trigun Stampede, the way they had the characters be so expressive for CG characters is very unique to this and in Beastars too, because Beastars with the CG they were very expressive, almost even more so than some 2D like animated shows
absolutely.
in anime. So I was aside from that being like a huge reason why I love this show. I feel like the pacing was really good.
No, it wasn't.
What? Pacing?
There's a lot of issues with that plot, but the character designs I thought were cool.
Well, what
They
was
split it up. There's still more story to tell. The show's not over. They already established that there's gonna be a season 2. She also fell asleep the last episode.
Huh?
Oh my
How?
I think it was more so.
Every episode of Trigun Stampede was like a movie.
Yeah.
Every single episode. Like what was it? Episode 3 or 4? I think it was episode 3 or 4. It was like I was like, holy shit! This might be the best episode I've seen this year. Like that was phenomenal.
No, I fell out of love with it slowly. I think I liked it when it was more episodic, when it was doing more of a Cowboy Bebop, like we were doing adventures and slowly uncovering. I think once it started to develop the storyline between him and his brother and like the crash landing, I was like, that is interesting. But then they suddenly shot towards like, you're a plant. Oh, I don't spoilers. You're a plant. I'm a plant. Plants versus bugs versus people. I was like, this feels too sudden for me to, because I'm agreeing with the plants right now. Like, I'm agreeing with the bugs over the people. I don't really have any good. And then they killed off that one guy too. It was just so sudden to take it very seriously. When what I liked about Trigun, what I liked about Bash was that he was serious, but he was trying every day. And then suddenly everything just kind of exploded. It felt like, I don't know. I felt that pacing. I would have preferred if it stayed episodic and we slowly discovered things, and that final finale trickled maybe in season 2 or 3 rather than.
Well, they like the original was 24 episodes or 26 episodes.
Yeah.
So, they got through basically through to the somewhat end in 12 episodes. So they really did condense it down. So I can see where you're saying like, hey, like, it was like episodic, and then all of a sudden the story kicked in, and then boom, like, hey, we're here at the end. Yeah,
that's exactly how it felt, and
Yeah, I get that. I thought the animation was beautiful. The music, the soundtrack of it, oh my god.
Yeah.
Bro, the little
single
background
moment
thing they would give you at the end.
Yeah, those were cool.
Every single moment the music hit perfectly.
Yeah.
Like, I felt like I was watching a movie every
It
episode.
also threw me off with Wolfwood. This is a spoiler, but like when everyone was simping for Wolfwood in these two, and then it gets revealed like Wolfwood's like a child who now has an adult body, and it's like, well, now we can't simp for him, and that is such an unnecessary detail that I wish
he's got like the mind of a 12-year-old.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's
I
an
don't know.
adult. They just super speeded his age.
Yeah, so he's technically a child.
No. He's an adult.
Mentally,
He's a grown man.
Yeah, he's a grown man. Wolfwood is a grown ass man.
I just wish they didn't write that plot line for him. I wish it would have been like he was tortured and trained into an assassin for like 20 years versus like, yeah, he's 13
Accelerated
years
growth.
old, but he's got this.
Yeah.
But yeah, Trigun Stampede gets a 9 out of 10 for me.
Yeah, I think I give it a 9 out of 10. It definitely also hit like the nostalgia because like for me, Trigun was my Cowboy Bebop like back in the 90s. So like Vast Stampede. Oh man, that shit hits. Even though I do like his the original Trigun, how his like arm wasn't like a, I don't know, like a crystal. His arm was like a prosthetic thing where like it goes down and then there's another gun in it. Yeah. But all right, moving on.
Yeah, I say 7.
You give it a 7? Yeah.
Endo to Kobayashi.
Endo and Kobayashi. Go ahead, Chin.
I like this one. This was an interesting one because
I was gonna say, tell the people.
Yeah, this was an interesting one because going into the mid-season review, this was on the chopping block for me because at first I think I put it on while again there were a lot of shows and I kind of put on in the background and like, you know, if it caught my attention I would keep with it and if it didn't I just wouldn't watch it. It just not a lot of time in the day. So like I was watching it and I was like, maybe I'll keep doing it, but I think I missed out on some details. So then once I really honed in and like focused on it, it was just like such a fun show. Like it was like seeing the relationship. I think because like in my head I was like, all right, where's the relationship in the game developing? Where it was actually the relationship like outside the game that you were supposed to be like focused on. It was just nice. It was nice. The last, I guess like what like. It was, I think, like, episode 8 and 9 kind of, like, wavered for me, but then, like, brought me right back with, like, 10, 11, 12. So, yeah, I don't know. I really enjoyed the show. It's a fun show. I wouldn't say that you need to watch it, but it's definitely a fun show. I think I ended up giving it either a 7 or an 8. If you like romance, if you like if you like rom-coms in a different aspect than you typically see, because they're just, like, homies. And you know, then it develops to something more because of them playing the game so like hard. Yeah.
No, you said it. You said it perfectly. I think I gave it a 7 as well.
Yeah. Nice. All right, moving on.
Blue
Lock.
Everyone's favorite hype train anime, I feel like, from this season.
The biggest hype train.
They literally were like, oh yeah, hey, check out this movie, season 2, season 3, before like it even ended. Like, yo,
they hear the people, bro. They hear the massive rave of fucking just embellishing opinions of people.
I know the manga is like highly acclaimed by people.
Yeah,
I mean, the manga.
Proof. If an anime gets me to pick up the manga and binge it, then I know it has an interesting plot line.
Yeah.
And I did. I binged Blue Lock. My sister, I got her on Blue Lock. At first, she was like, I don't know if I want to watch this. Like my older sister, who watches like she watches as much as we do, and I was like, no, trust me. Like when she likes characters, she calls them her sons. And I was like, your sons, I know 2 of them are in there. She definitely, once after a couple episodes, we started binging it for a couple nights when I was visiting. Her sons are Bachara.
And,
of course.
And Ray.
Rin or?
Rin.
No, Ray, the purple haired dude, right? Or are you talking about Nagi?
No, the guy that's like the highest, the number one.
Ray.
Oh, no, Rin, yeah,
Rin.
the emo boy.
Yeah, she's like my angsty son, and then I love Nagi. Nagi, I just love the idea of like potential. So I love the characters. They were all so interesting and how they could reinvent themselves.
And I think that's what makes this show shine, especially for a sports anime where literally you're just taking main characters from different people. Like everyone in this show is, especially all the side characters and of course our MC, but they're all main characters in their own lives.
Yeah.
So like to put them all in the same room and see who's going to come out on top is like a formula for success, especially for a sports anime and the way they I guess move the plot along in this unique sports anime.
It's got that Game of Thrones Red Wedding energy. like the first episode, the guy that they're like, oh,
Anybody
Oh
could
yeah,
get
I'm the hot shit. Nope. I'm
yeah,
out.
out.
It's that anybody could get it energy.
Yeah,
for
that
sure.
was the best thing about. I think that was the best thing about this is because like you just saw how easily it was to just like if you have a if you have a common goal with everybody, like yes you want to work together, but it's also super easy to just like flip the switch and turn on like your best friend, and I was like, yo, that's crazy, but that's so real. Like that's insane.
That was the one aspect of it that I did really like, because sports anime is so much teamwork and working together and doing all this stuff. And the interesting take on it is, sure, we need to win as a team, but like it's all about being selfish. Like I am doing what I need to do to make sure I survive in this. Like it doesn't matter.
What? No, I don't. You want me to put
yeah,
this
just in case we slip.
It was like just so much. I'm doing whatever I need to do. I'll sacrifice anybody I need to sacrifice. Like I need to make sure I survive in this situation.
It's that competitive energy that like
and that's real.
Animes, they don't always harness that, which is kind of dumb in my opinion. Because if I'm a competitive person, so I want to see that energy. That's something that like you can't help but connect with when they're like, I want it that bad. I will risk anything to get it. I will burn any bridge. They harness that in Blue Lock.
Yeah, and it's so real as far as like, especially in the professional world. Like when you're a professional athlete, it's you have like guys that you're friends with, you're cool, but at the end of the day, it's like, yo, I'm trying to get this next contract, and if I got to take you out or like whatever needs to happen, I need to make sure I'm getting paid. I'm getting my next contract. So I did really enjoy that aspect of it. I'm still taking Aoashi over Blue Lock. I'm still taking Aoashi over Blue Lock, but I did really enjoy it, and I'm looking forward to more, because I know people are just saying like, yo, just wait till season 2 comes out.
You haven't even met half the characters. Like, that's what's so crazy. Like, everyone's like, there's even more crazy, outlandish main character energies from
the manga.
From other people.
The stakes stay there, and the way they develop it continues to keep it engaging. Like, you have the spoiler tag up, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So for instance, when you first start competing, and then later he says, "Oh, by the way, you guys, like, your numbers were fake. You guys have all been thinking you were last." Like, little
that twist, crazy
discrepancies like that get revealed, that up the ante. Those continue to happen. Like, oh, this was at stake. And when I was first getting my sister into this, she was like, "Wait." So I was like, "It's like, what did you call it? What's that one game?
Squid Games?
Yeah." I was like, Squid Game Soccer. And my sister's like, "So they die?" And I was like, No.
That would be crazy.
She's like, "Do they live?"
Yeah, your career dies. So basically, like,
And that's what I had to explain to her. I was like, their career dies, and then within the first couple episodes, she's like, "Wait, so I don't understand. Like, why can't they go to another country?" And I was like, if you can't make it in your own country, how are you gonna have the money to like bring enough eyeballs to put yourself on a professional team in another country? Like, your career is dead in the water if you cannot like bring recognition with the language,
to your own
money.
game.
Like. So once she started to realize that, and once I started to realize that, I was like, okay, this is crazy. And then every challenge that they set up, like I love the last one of like, oh, you lose a teammate if you or you gain a teammate, and then the prospects of that. I was like sitting and thinking of the analytics. I was like, that is so fascinating, because then you definitely you can't just like stick with people that are strong and just pass by default in like 10 teams of 10. Like you have to show up or you're gonna get dropped because no one will pick you. I just love that. And then if the spoiler tag's open, the monk dude, I was like, this system's gonna get rid of him, and then he lasts, and I was like, but I love that. I love that I couldn't guess who was gonna make it.
Yeah.
I think everybody should watch it. I do think everybody should watch
it.
It's
so fun.
Jump on the hype train.
Everybody watch Blue Lock if you haven't already, just because you got to be in the know if you want to, and you need Blue Lock to be there. All right, moving on.
Wait,
scores. Wait, what are you guys gonna give the score?
I think I gave it 9. I think I gave it either 8 or a 9. I don't.
8 out of 10. Very entertaining.
Yeah. I gave it an 8.
Yeah, I would give it 8.5 as well.
Yeah. All right, Giant Beasts of Ours. Really quick, this one it started off like very interesting in terms of like, okay, there's like these giant beasts, the little girl and the dude, they fuse into like this like paladin, like Son Goku basically, and that's how they fight. It's there's like basically like a parasite and a host, and they combine and they like fight these giant monsters. But again, like a lot of things, I dropped this one just because there just like wasn't enough time to really devote to like watching so many episodes of this, especially because like I wasn't super hooked on it. It was entertaining when I did watch it, but not enough to keep me longer than what, like 6-7 episodes.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if you guys watched this or not. That's why I didn't delete it.
No, it was cool. Like there was like really nice fights. The story wasn't meh, but the characters were cool because you would meet this new character and you're like, okay, is he good or bad? And then if he turned out to be, whether or not he was good or bad, they would fuse with something and create this other like paladin basically, and then you would see these like fantastic fights, and that's how they would go about things. But like again, yeah, it wasn't anything to write home about, so I dropped it. If I was going to give a score on it, it would probably be like a 5 or 5.5 maybe,
right?
Like nothing special. So moving on.
Hey, everyone's
what is this? Reincarnated in a world with my amazing skill.
Isekai should be this. I love this. I got to see cooking every day, and he wasn't like one of those ecchi main characters in an isekai. He was very much just like he was a millennial. He's like, I want a bath, like I want,
Yeah.
I want to cook food. I want no work, no job. I want to be unemployed. And I like how just the slime and the wolf Fenris just like kept developing with him, and it was so cute. Like my heart.
Absolute banger. I love this show. Love this show.
It. Oh, I looked forward to watching it while we ate, because if we watched it and we were hungry, I was like, oh, this is awful.
Yeah.
The food looked so good.
Yeah, animation was great. I loved how the entire time he's trying to be super low key living in this new world, but because of the prestige of his new familiar, the Fenrir, the wolf god thing, he just becomes OP based on that, and then he gets a new familiar. He gets OP as well because his cooking gives them. It makes them even stronger.
Yeah, I love.
And they just become a murder gang, basically.
Here we go, pew pew.
Yo, for real.
Yeah, literally, like, yeah, I'm trying to live low key, but my partners are literally just murderers of like the wildlife. So like,
they just brought him all the money.
Just like, I want to go pew pew.
Yeah.
He's like, fuck.
Yeah, he's like, I love. My favorite part was like the dynamic between like how he would treat like Fenrir and then how he would treat Sui. So it's like this show, definitely go watch it. I think I gave it 9 out of 10.
Must watch.
Yeah, I gave it 9 out of 10.
Same, 9 out of 10.
Just fantastic, cute.
Cooking.
Don't really need to like super pay attention to it, but like you're going to pay attention to it.
Yeah. Cooking has been shown, like when we watch cooking videos, I remember reading this or probably saw it on a TikTok. Apparently it's like the process of cooking is very like pleasurable to our brains because we're engaged in the process and we're happy with the outcome. So put that in an anime, you also can't help but feel satisfaction from watching them like thoroughly show, because he doesn't just go like, I'm gonna cook this dish and then it appears. He's like, all right, then you gotta fillet it and we're eating orc meat.
Yeah.
I'll go with that. And then it's just the dynamic, like you said, of all the characters and how they treat him. Because I remember with the whole dragon scene where they're like, oh, the wyverns, like they're gonna go out there and fight, they're probably like gonna die, and then they come back and they're like, oh my god, you guys already took care of all of them, and they're like, I can't tell them that we spent 1 hour killing them and we spent 5 hours cooking in the place because they'll feel bad. It's just, I love it. This and like I spent 300 years killing slimes, where it's just cozy and there's no ecchi, and I just get to see high powered with all the love.
Yeah,
one of my new favorite genres.
Banger.
Right.
Yeah.
Next, Sugar Apple Fairy Tale. Fuck Jonas. This show was fantastic. It almost ended abruptly for me because I was like, all right, there's got to be another episode, and then I was like, oh wait, no, like the season is over. So, I loved it. It was a beautiful show. I don't want to get like too crazy.
The anime is about fairies, right? Because Perry's in a fairy book phase right now, so this might be an animation.
I read 1,000 pages a week.
There
are fairies.
It is, yeah. There are fairies. I wouldn't say that it's like like they're the plot movers sometimes, but they're not like, oh, everything revolves around fairies. Like it's not like, oh, like she needs to go do this, she needs a fairy for it. It's like there are fairies existing in the same world and she's doing it, and
Right.
you know they
Doesn't sound like the fairy stuff I read.
True. I don't really.
Can't
Yeah.
dive into spoilers. Just fuck Jonas.
Yeah, fuck Jonas. If you watch it, you'll know. Fuck Jonas. Like Jonas deserved to die. Like shit. Like that man deserved to get his fucking head just. So yeah. I gave it. I think I gave it 8 out of 10.
Wow.
I give it a 7.5.
Yeah. Oh yeah, 7. Like yeah. What? Everything is rounded up on my anime list, unless it's
This is
really
this
like
is
pressing.
one I gave it a 7.5, but I ended up giving it a 7 on my end.
Oh shit.
Just because of the way it ended. You know, like
It was
and
abrupt.
I thought there was like a little bit of a lull in the middle of it,
Yeah.
so that's why I didn't bump it up. But I still think it was very good.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. This one is
Yeah,
what is
that's
this?
all you.
I don't even remember what this is called, but basically like farming life or some shit like that. Basically, the main character gets isekai'd, and he's like, oh shit, like I don't really want like a fantastical life. So when the god is like, hey, like I'll give you one thing, and then you can go down and live life. Like, what do you want? Is like riches, like a powerful sword? He goes, no, I watched some farming shows like before I died. So like, can you give me like a farming tool? So they give him he doesn't know it, but like the all-powerful spear that can transform into any tool that he wants. So then
Cool.
it's basically like Minecraft at the beginning, and he's like spawned into just the forest. He doesn't know that it's like the forest of death basically, but he's just like cutting down
Jesus.
trees, building shit, and then the person to his left in like the black and red, she's like the vampire queen basically, and she tries to attack him, but then he's like, wait, whoa, like chill, I'll help you out. So then that happens, and then like elves come in. It slowly starts to build up like you think it's going to be like a harem, because he's building this community and it only happens to be females coming in, and it almost presses that borderline like fan service ecchi moments, and then it like takes it back because he's very self-aware that he's like, oh shit, I am the only male in this village right now, like I need some more dudes around me, like I need some more dudes. So then he brings in
When has that ever happened in fucking anime?
yeah, literally, because like the girl to his right is the angel queen, and then like there's like the dragon queen and stuff like that. And
So
he
is
ends
this
up
almost like a reverse killing slash in 300 years? Almost like it's just like a dude building a community, like whereas
yeah, basically,
like,
like it ends up being like a very cute thing where like he never makes any advances on like any of these like bombshell females like next to him, and he's like no, I need to control myself because I need more guy friends here. And then he just builds them houses, becomes like a welcoming community, and then eventually in the last like couple of episodes he has a relationship with the vampire queen, and it goes through the whole thing where like he's like, I need to be a good dad like when she gives birth, and then they like celebrate like kind of like some like
That happened quickly.
yeah, they celebrate this whole like circle of life, and they did it too where it was like a lot of people came to the village because he made wine, so they like to like drink in his village. And when his wife was pregnant, he was like, nobody can drink because like she can't drink either. So they were like very like self-aware of like certain aspects of this. So I thought it was really cute. I gave it a 7 out of 10 just because like it was a fun watch. Like it wasn't, I was never like, oh man, this guy's a fucking perv, because like he literally creates a family and creates like a community of like trade
He's a nice
and stuff
guy.
like that.
nice guy anime.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll check it out one day.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Next one, Inspector season 2. I was very impressed. Like
Yeah, it was. I
That-
liked it way better
that's-
than season 1.
that's all I could say. Like
Yeah.
without spoilers, I was super impressed with Inspector season 2 because I didn't even expect it to get a season 2 after how season 1 was.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
I would say if you haven't already, like you want something like mystery wise, get through season 1 of Inspector, and then you'll really enjoy season 2.
Season 2 is better.
Yeah, season 2 is better.
because season 1 started out as what made the show interesting, like mystery. Like it was like every like 3 episodes was a different mystery, every like 2 to 3 episodes, and then like midway through the season, sort of like Perry, what you said with Trigun Stampede, it went from being like an episodic type of thing to like they just focused on one story for like 7 episodes, and it was like, you kind of lost me on what I really enjoyed about the show. Right. It got back to how the show started in season 2. It got back to like, all right, we're gonna spend 3 episodes on this story. We're gonna spend 3 episodes on this story. And that's how it kept going through. So that was what I loved about the show initially, and that's what it got back to. So I really ended up enjoying this season.
Even the last episode where they did like a really quick murder mystery solve thing, I was like, yo, this is crazy. My favorite segment of season 2 was probably the snow ghost one. But yeah, definitely. Inspector season 2. I think I gave it 7. I think because it was pretty good.
You guys are making me realize, like, when it comes to shows, I really want them to stick with a format. Like, that either are you gonna be episodic and you can maybe breadcrumb, but you have to consistently breadcrumb to something bigger, or are you gonna have like an overarching plot and then you're gonna get us there and everything is gonna be a step? Because I hate when it's like breadcrumb and then suddenly info dump. And then you have to fight this now. I think. I'm realizing now I have 2 formats I like, and I think personally I would prefer episodic breadcrumb because it's so rewarding at the end if they do it right.
Yeah, agreed. And I think that's what, like with Cowboy Bebop, it was very episodic, but there were certain episodes where it'd be like a 2-parter where it was explaining more of that background of the story, and then it would go back to episodic, and then it'd give you another like 2-parter. So you always had that background, like the actual big story going on, and it wasn't just like everything got dumped on you at one time.
Yeah. All right, moving on. My Hero season 6. I'm behind.
If you get to it, I think you'll like where it's going.
Yeah, I'm 7-ish episodes behind, but I already know what happens, so I'm up to date on the manga. So
I'm happy.
I've been spoiled, so it's
animated.
fine.
Yeah.
I was happy to finally see some of these scenes animated. Like, spoilers, I guess, so I'm not going to talk about them because Julie hasn't gotten there yet.
I've been spoiled.
Are you sure?
It's fine.
Bakugo's scene with like the classroom, I was really looking forward to that one getting animated. And
then... that scene and Uraraka's speech made her tear up, like literally tear up. I was like, wow, okay, Shonen doing this to Perry, okay.
It got back to what like the Eri season kind of like hit, where like it would pull on your like heartstrings sometimes, but then it would also give you like really cool fights, like the whole like overhaul Mirio and stuff like that. And this season went through, like, it basically caught up the show with like the manga. Like we're getting into like the end game.
A little bit. I was like, oh my god, does that mean we are at the final arc?
It's like, I think the next season, I think they said it's like the final season. So it's like, it's just crazy because like with shows like this, you know, where people are like, oh, this is like the new age shonen that like everybody should watch, like My Hero, AOT, Demon Slayer, like stuff like that. You expect them to like drag it along, but like this, they like stayed literally true to like what the manga was and just rolled with it. And I was like, yo, this is fantastic. I especially after the sleeper of the last season.
Yeah, last season was a sleeper. This season definitely made up for it. And like to add to your point, Chin, I think I commend My Hero for like not trying to milk what's not there, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if it ends next season, then that's 7 solid seasons of a complete story. If it's
6 minus 5.
I mean, yeah, minus
season 5.
One lackluster season. But yeah, like.
Oh, and we also got to see Miss America.
Not Miss America. Well, yeah, All White version.
Yeah, I love that. I love like they did the public forum of like all the countries that were like, oh, we gotta help Japan. My hero from Egypt loves All Might and he wants to help Japan. And then Brazil was like, my hero wants to go over there too and help Japan. And then America's like, our hero already left.
They already left without our permission.
Yeah. And it's cool too because I think one of the flashbacks was actually already shown in like one of the movies or like OVAs that they did, where like it actually showed like the basically spoiler, the car that All Might saved that kind of like inspired the American hero. So
Star and Stripe.
I love her.
Yeah.
USA, USA.
Yeah. All right. So spoiler warning.
No, wait. You guys. So you're not caught up yet, Chin.
I mean, I know what happens. I read the manga.
What would you give this season?
Yeah, I'm turning the spoiler warning off so that people can hear the.
A lot of flops, and this one really getting into what My Hero's world can do, the characters can do. I'd say I'd give it like a 7 or 8 out of 10.
Same.
Yeah.
I give it like 8.
Yeah, 8.
This is probably one of their best seasons.
For sure.
Yeah. It's like what season 1, season 3, and then this. So
I will say real quick, I think ever since Perry finally found her 10 out of 10 in Cyberpunk, she's been a little more lenient with her score. We've got 2 8s tonight. That's
because there's now a bar set like because 10 was so unknown. It was like, well, I can't rate this so high because like what if 10 is only 2 notches above 8, so like I can't give it 8.
I'm
You're
proud
right.
of you,
Try
Perry.
again, and this would be a lot lower if I didn't have my 10.
All right, Tomo-chan is a girl. This I really like this show. Carol
Yeah,
Gang. Carol Gang.
This is a solid childhood friends to lovers story. Just everything about it was so solid. The characters were fantastic. All of the characters. The side characters are fantastic. Like
you don't need a season 2.
Yeah,
season 1
need a season 2.
like bookended it.
12, 13 episodes, and boom. It does it so well. It doesn't feel like anything is crazily rushed. Like, I loved it. Absolutely loved it. I think I ended up giving it a 9 out of 10.
Yeah, I heard a lot of people were very
really enjoyed it.
4-panel comic series.
Let me check.
I don't know, but I gave it a 9 out of 10, and this is the only show that was on there this season and a lot of seasons that had the same voice actress for one of the characters in English and in Japanese.
Oh wow.
It was a web manga, Perry.
Yeah, I read it then. Where she like was best friends with this guy and he never saw her as a girl, and she likes him and he still doesn't see her as a girl, so it's her trying to be like, hey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was they did an awesome job.
Yeah.
You guys said they completed the story in its one season.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it might be a binge.
It's cute.
Like if we can get like a Carol OVA, bring it. But we don't
bring it.
like we don't need any more like Tomo or anybody. We just need Carol.
Carol's the blonde like American.
Yeah. And like her mom is like the one that is like she has like the very American accent to the Japanese, so she's
Japanese
like Daijobu desu ka? But 9 out of 10. This one would be a must watch, I think.
Cool.
Yeah.
I mean another one. Another one. This
was the
season
of isekais.
Yeah, this season was the season of cozy / really good wholesome isekais. He's a handyman. He can fix things, and he gets teleported to another world and starts to build this relationship with this family, or with this adventurer group that end up, becoming a family. And yeah, like I don't remember, and I really like this because it was very Nichijou format-esque, where it was like, oh, okay, we spent the first 7 minutes of him fixing I forget her name, but her armor, and then
Ryelza?
Yeah, Ryelza, also waifu. But like, oh, he fixed her armor. Then the next 7 minutes has nothing to do with them, and it's just like some random adventurer group like talking, and then the final 7 minutes of the episode we go back and they're like, I don't know, trying to find something to eat.
Yeah, really enjoyable show. This is one that I honestly wasn't even planning to watch, and then I dropped something else, and I was like, you know what? Let me pick this up. I've heard people talking about it on like Twitter and whatnot.
I love this one.
And absolutely loved it. Glad I picked it up. I think I ended up giving it an 8 out of 10.
Yeah, this is either 8 out of 10 or an 8.5 out of 10 for me. Because just they would, it's very cozy, very episodic, and then all of a sudden they would throw in some like something crazy happening. Like somebody not censor out like gruesomeness. And I'm like, oh, this is not what I was expecting today. And then yeah.
I would say definitely check that one out.
Moving on. Cool Doji Danshi.
Oh,
play cool guys.
Play cool guys. This show, I think this show was a fall 2022 show that just ran long. Same with Blue Lock. But it's a short. The episodes are like 12, 13 minutes long. And it's just about all these dudes that are like Ike men, which means they're like hot guys. And they're these hot guys that are all like aloof and have their own quirks and are just like not dumb, but just unaware. Like they just don't get certain things, or like one of them just laughs at like is always laughing at himself or laughing at little things that really aren't that funny. Another one just forgets his, like he'll be like looking for his phone and like call someone and be like, dude, I can't find my phone, and he's like, well, what are you talking to me?
Yeah, what are you talking about?
Oh shit. Like it's just a really fun show. You don't need to really pay attention that much. And yeah, if you have some time, you can finish it in like an hour, like an hour and a half. So if you want to check it out, throw that on and just let it run through.
Yeah, it was. My favorite part of this was just like when, because like the first couple episodes started to like develop what each of their like airhead quirks are basically. So then once you started seeing them kind of like mesh together, where like one of the guys, he was like, oh, that's like a cool umbrella, and he's like pointing at something, and it looks like he's pointing at like the little pink like umbrella, and then the other one is like, he really likes pink umbrellas, but the other guy just like is pointing at something past it, but like they just don't see it. So yeah, I really like the show, like in terms of just like being able to put something like fun on in the background.
Yeah.
Kumar, did you watch it at all? No.
Tucker keeps.
No, I'm not caught up with it, but me and Perry were enjoying it for what it was.
All right. Next, Ice Guy and the cool female colleague.
I gotta talk to me about this. I've heard mixed things so far.
Yeah,
I really enjoyed it.
Yeah,
it's slow. It's like it's not like.
It's not Wotakoi.
Because a lot of people compared it to like Wotakoi, where like Wotakoi is kind of like an exciting show. Like they're always doing something or something's always happening. Whereas this is like, it's an office rom-com. Yeah. So they're older, which is nice, but like it's very chill, very slow moving, and that's not a pun because it's the Ice Guy. But it's very chill, like laid back, super relaxed show, and it's just cute. Like it's just cute, and you watch their romance blossom from being co-workers, and they both obviously like each other. Like so you just see that, and I enjoyed it. I did really enjoy it. I would love to get a second season of it. I don't think we will. Yeah. But yeah, it's a fun show. I think it's
for what it like ended at. Like
yeah. It was a fun rom-com.
Yeah. I liked how it ended. I didn't like literally like the first like 15 minutes of the last episode though. Where they were like that was like the main gripe. Like most like everything was like super cute, and it was like, oh, like he like really likes cats. He freezes up when he's nervous, and like when his like emotions show, like he can't really hide it. And then you had like the the very last episode, and you were like, oh, this is like not the best, and then it ends pretty good. So
I think it's worth a watch.
Yeah, I think I gave it 7. This might actually be one that was like would be a 7.5, and then I just like 7.
I gave it an 8.
Yeah. All right.
Next.
Saving 80,000 gold in another world for my retirement. Again, this is the interesting take on the isekai thing where she can actually teleport between worlds, so you kind of see her taking advantage of that because she finds her entire family dies. And she gets teleported to this other world, and she is like, holy shit, like where am I? And then using her knowledge of the real world, she finds out that she can teleport back and takes advantage of technology that they do not have in the fantasy world. So it's like swords, dragons, magic, stuff like that. And as you can see, she's got the glat, like she's got literally like a Raffica like pistol. So like she opens up a general store, she finds out how much like the currency exchange is, and basically she's got to save 80,000 gold, and then she can retire because that like 80,000 gold equates to like, I don't know, like $5 million or something like that in like the real world. So she's like, yeah, if I do that, I'm set because I also don't have a family relying on me. So he does that. At the very, I guess, like, spoiler, at the very end, there's like a war that's like brewing, and she just hires a bunch of mercenaries, and the evil side brings a bunch of like dragons, monsters, like all of this stuff, and she's just like, you might have that, but I have like snipers out back. She has rockets, she has like RPGs and stuff like that, so she ends up like basically killing a dragon with like a bunch of rockets, and they're like oh my gosh, like nobody's ever beat like the monster, like the big boss dragon before. It was very like interesting to see that. And also, again, this is the show that PARI said that, you know, she would create biological warfare to take advantage of it in a fantasy world, and then, you know, bring medicine. So
the IRS would be on her butt, like,
where'd you get all this fucking money?
yeah,
like, this is not traceable. Where's the people giving it to you?
no, Japan must be different.
Should be causing inflation in her country.
Yeah, but yeah, I really like the show. 7.5 out of 10 if I could give 0.5 scores, because it was just like another fun show that, like, again, if everybody always says, you know, shout out Pete, everybody always says like, yo, what if this fantasy world had guns? Well, you find out. So all right, Angel Next Door spoils me rotten.
Loved it.
This show is fantastic.
Loved it.
It was fantastic.
God.
It was cute. It was, yeah.
Yeah, this show was probably up there for like top 3 of the season for me, maybe.
Damn.
I really enjoyed this one. Like, and I just think the way they developed their relationship, it wasn't rushed at all. It just all like, it was just like smooth sailing the whole way, and yeah, I loved it. I think this is like what a high school romance, or like the quiet guy and the popular girl, like it was just fantastic. Yeah. Like the way their relationship developed, and how because it initially starts out just like them kind of behind closed doors getting to know each other and see the real person that they don't get to see out in public. And then when they get out in public, they're initially hiding it, and then they kind of are like, well, I want to be able to talk to you in public, and I want to be able to spend time with you. And the way they just slowly introduce that into the world, and the way it goes.
I like that trope, though, where it's like hidden romance, and you're
I think they did a fantastic job with it. I think they did an awesome job.
Yeah. I love this show, too. Go watch it.
That's a good must-watch.
All right. Another must-watch. Chilling in my 30s after getting fired from the Demon King's army. It's literally what it sounds like. He was a general, and like basically he was the glue guy in the Demon King's army. So,
glue guy,
like he holds the group together. Like he holds.
Oh, okay.
I was totally imagining something different.
But
he just shoots glue at people.
Yeah.
Almost glue on the defensive lines.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, but basically he was like, unknowingly to the Demon King's army, he was what was holding everything together. So you watch him go about his life after getting fired. He develops this new life with different people in a different like village, and then you see it'll cut back to like it'll cut back to the the Demon King, and he's like, well, like, the only reason why we're here is because so-and-so paid the bills. You know, he would always pay the bills, and now that he's gone, there's, like, nobody's been paying bills. Mm-hmm. So yeah. I love this show.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
So this isn't an isekai, though, right? This is a fantasy show?
No, it's a fantasy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a fantasy.
Okay, because they had the whole I was picked up like as a kid, but then like my real dad like
No, this show is hilarious too.
I think I give this one
funny. And
like 8.5 to 9 out of 10. I really like this one.
Yeah, and the OP is a banger.
Yeah.
Absolute banger.
All right, just real quick, we have this and one other one left. Magical Revo.
Go ahead, Chin.
I like this one. I remember I was asking you, like, I asked you, I was like, wait, what did people not like about it? I don't know. I guess like just basically it's just like oh, okay, like we're just like lesbians about to take over, or like, yo, we're gay and we're taking over the country at the end. Like, basically, that's like what it is. It starts off,
Good
kind
for
of
them.
like,
Good for them.
yeah, literally, like, and the ending was like really cute. Like, the ending was like, I don't want to spoil it, but like, I don't actually know how to like truly explain this anime, because like I just like binged it so fast, like in one day, and I was like texting Chili as I'm watching it. I'm like, oh, yo, so and so is getting pieced up. This is so crazy. I'm like, how are they living without a heart? What is this? What is going on? Like, there's blood everywhere. Like, how are you not dead? So it was a cool watch for me. It wasn't like a, I would say like everybody needs to watch this one, but it was a cool watch for me. And I don't really know how to explain it other than like, we're gay and we took over the country at the end.
Good for them.
What would you score it, Chin?
I think I gave it either like, it was either 7 or 8. I think I gave.
Okay.
It was like somewhere in that like 7.5 area. It could go either way.
Okay, fair,
Yeah.
very fair. So this was a show, like, if you probably asked me 5 or 6 weeks into the season,
Yeah.
I probably would have said, like, this is my favorite show of the season.
Oh damn!
Like, absolutely
I didn't know
loved
it was
it.
that
Like,
deep. That's crazy.
I was loving it, and then like somewhere in the middle, it just lost me. Like,
Okay.
I wasn't enjoying it as much. I just felt like certain parts of it were dragging on. Certain parts of it were just like
Misfit of the Demon.
I don't know.
Yeah, I forgot about that show too.
I could see that, because the episodes leading up to the whole like I guess spoiler, the brother being like, oh, I'm gonna do this, and then like then the fight was kind of just like, all right, like where are we going with this? Like she's developing technology.
Yeah, and that's like where, like, early on I probably would have given it like a 9, but I think it ended up as a 7 for me.
Damn,
like I thought it was
that's
good.
crazy.
I thought it was good, but like
Yeah,
it lost me in the middle.
damn. I didn't.
You guys are reminding me of one that we forgot to put in this list was Misfit of the Demon King, season 2.
Well, it stopped air. They cut it, and they're gonna re-air it in the summer.
Yeah, they're gonna re-air
Oh, really?
it.
We dropped
Yeah.
it.
I don't know. That show just wasn't
was
good for me. Like in season one,
They were starting to pull like all these other things, and I'm just like, what's going on? Like, I get it, but I don't anymore. I don't remember the
I
character.
remember there being more comedy in season 1.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like there wasn't many comedic moments.
It felt like it was taking itself a little too seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Okay, so the final show.
Last one. Kinda of the Great Snow Sea. Loved.
Yeah.
Another show that I think was a big sleeper from the winter because it was CG, and I think a lot of people saw it was CG and they were like, nope, not watching this.
Yeah.
But it was a really good show. I think it had similar world building aspects to it as something like Made in Abyss. Obviously not to that level, that level, but I think it had similarities, and I think that's what locked me in from like episode 1 was like, I needed to know more about the world and why the world was the way it was, and who these other factions are, and why they don't want to work together. Like, it was really interesting. It left at a point where I think there could be a second season. I don't know if there will be, but it definitely left at a point where there could be. So I am kind of hoping we get more of it.
Nice.
Yeah, and to be fair, for those who didn't want to watch it, the CG is pretty bad, but it's
not terrible.
It's
not terrible.
It's not like Berserk 2016, but
it's not Trigun Stampede.
Yeah, it's what you expect from CG. Like like if somebody's like, oh, a CG anime, you're like, oh, okay, like that was it. Just really quick.
I think the story was intriguing enough to like get past that fact.
Right.
Yeah. Really quick shows that that I personally dropped. Spy Classroom just didn't really keep me interested. I finished the show, but it was bad. Ningen Fushin, The Adventurers Who Don't Believe in Humanity. It just took like a weird twist when he started fusing with his teammates. We watched one episode of this Life as Inukai's dog. That one is fucking.
If you guys want a clear cut just explanation of that show, watch. Shout out to him, Giguk on YouTube. He made he he made a whole YouTube video just saying how this is like a new low for anime.
Like it's literally like anime was a mistake. But the craziest thing is that it's rated a 5.18. So there are freaks y'all are some freaks out there. Fruit of Evolution season 2. He started off in a fucking classroom, and it was just like there was like nothing funny about it. Like how season 1 was like absurd funniness. Revenger, I know you guys dropped it. I finished it, gave it like a 4. Giant Piece of Ours, we already talked about that. I dropped that. Fire Hunter dropped that one. Legend of Heroes didn't even make it past episode 3 and dropped it. It was just like nothing was interesting about it. And I think that's it. And I guess we didn't include this, but Boruto ended. So
I'm so behind. I'm like 80 episodes behind on Boruto.
Boruto ended pretty good, but
no, yeah,
I know.
Obviously,
leading up to it, you have to deal with like 200 episodes of filler. So yeah. But yeah,
there's just one other one I dropped, the Onimai one, the one where it's like the dude ends up as
Onimai, my sister turned me into like my sister or some shit.
Yeah, that shit. I watched the one episode and I was like, yeah, this isn't for me.
Yep.
It was all those. Vinland Saga is still ongoing, but it started in winter 2023. And if you're not watching Vinland Saga, you're
missing out.
You need to get on that because that's fucking peak fiction right there.
Yeah, you are fucking missing out. But
and Nagatoro season 2.
Oh yeah,
I watched that winter 23. It's better than the first season. Definitely way better than the first season. And then Tokyo Revenger season 2, I was.
I didn't finish that. I forgot. I totally forgot about that.
I thought it was kind of boring, to be honest.
I just watched the part where basically Draken and Mikey like took on an entire fucking army. Off,
like 100 dudes.
Off to the side.
So you're close to finishing it, Chin. That's like
I got like 3 episodes.
7 or 8. Yeah.
What's still going?
But yeah.
Just Vinland Saga, and there's one more show that's still ongoing.
And Nier is still going.
Nier Automata and that Kubo show.
Nier hasn't really captured. I think it's because they took like such a weird break between episode 3 and episode 4. There was like a 5-6 week break, and then they were like, "Oh yeah, we're back."
I'm pretty sure right now.
Yeah. So and it hasn't really
going on with production there.
Yeah. But aside from that, we'll probably hit you guys with a YouTube or Twitch stream talking about the spring 2023 anime that a lot of people are getting into. We'll talk about what we're getting into with that. But yeah, this wraps up our winter 2023 anime takes.
Yes, this might be one of the last recordings of all of us on the East Coast. So.
Yeah, 100%. But you will still get all of us. Inevitably, obviously,
we'll have changing motel backgrounds.
Yeah, maybe we'll see. But So yeah, type in the comments what you guys like from this winter season and what you guys are looking forward to watching in the spring. But aside from that, I guess class is dismissed. Catch you guys next time.
Peace, everybody.
Watch One Piece.